Hi everybody, I'm here with the brand new LuLaRoe Macy, and I'm just going to show you guys a couple tips and tricks on how to style her. You know, she is a brand new style, so it's understandable. We're still kind of learning how to style her and what she's all about, right? So she has a lovely v-neck neckline, a really soft v-neck, nothing too sharp, nothing too plunging, and she also has the same thing on the back, so a nice v-neck in the back, and then she also has this nice strap that connects either side, and it's a cute little detail that we really haven't seen before, so I really love that. She also has that nice dolman sleeve with kind of like a cuff. It's kind of hard to see with this pattern, but there is a seam right there. I don't know if you guys can tell, but super cute. And then she also has slits on both sides of her, a 17.5-inch slit on either side. This is probably my favorite part, my favorite feature of the brand new Macy maxi dress. And then her hemline is rounded at the bottom, if you guys can see that. Not straight across, just nice and rounded, and then there's the other slit on the other side. The slit isn't anything too high, so you're gonna feel really comfortable with it, but it's high enough to where you can showcase a little bit of the lower leg and your shoes. Speaking of shoes, she goes great with tennis shoes, flats, wedges, heels, you know, anything looks great on her. I love how you can dress it up with some heels or some wedges, even some flats, and you can dress it down and make it look casual with sneakers. She looks fabulous with whatever shoe that you're wearing. Like I said, since it is Thursday, we are going to be looking at a couple different ways to hack the Macy dress and to style her. Now, a lot of what we're going to do, we're going to utilize the slits. So like I said, the slits are like my favorite thing about the Macy dress. I love a dress with a good slit, even two, right? Like the Macy, she has two. So we're going to be utilizing those and using them for the hacks that I have for you guys. And they're not necessarily hacks, I don't believe. We're gonna transform the Macy into like a top, kind of. We're not transforming her into anything like super crazy today, so it's not really hacks. It's more so different ways that you can kind of wear the Macy. So kind of more like, not necessarily styling tips, but just some cool little tricks to add just a little bit of extra style to the Macy dress, if that makes sense. So she's lovely on her own right. I'm going to be looking at my notes here because there's a couple different things, and I wanted to make sure that I just like jotted them all down to make sure that I showed you guys all the cool things that you can do with Macy. So the first thing that I'm going to show you guys how is to kind of make her shorter. So the Macy dress is a full-length dress. I am 5'5", 5'6", so I'm kind of like an average height. It kind of goes down to like here for me. So nothing too long, nothing too crazy. It doesn't drape too much and it doesn't drag. But I know that not everyone is 5'5", 5'6". I know there are some of you that are a little bit on the shorter side, and you may be kind of like, ooh, I don't know if the Macy's good for me because it might be too long. That is totally understandable, but I'm going to show you guys how to make her shorter. And this isn't just for people that are on the shorter side. This is for anybody that maybe wants to take a couple inches off of the length and kind of make it a little bit shorter. This works for taller people, for average people like me, whatever. It's not just for people on the shorter side. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And what I actually want to do is grab a little hairband really quickly. So you don't have to use a hairband. I'm just gonna do it for time's sake and purposes, but you can definitely just do this without a hairband. So this is not necessary. It's just, it makes it easier. And this one is kind of like a thicker hairband. Ooh, that one just like popped right out of my hand. So this one is a bit of a thicker hairband. I would say to make it even more discreet and easy, I would use those little rubber bands, or you could even use a rubber band, but you can use the little hair bands to make it more discreet since they are tinier. But what you're gonna do, you can either do this in the front or the back. I'm actually gonna show you guys in the back really quickly. So what you're gonna do is essentially you're gonna knot it from the inside out. And you could also knot it from the outside, and I'll show you that as well and how to kind of conceal that. So what we're gonna do is knot it from the inside out. You're gonna pick a place on the inside of the Macy dress wherever you kind of want it to bunch and knot. So I kind of like to do it like either here or here, depending on whether you want it in the front or the back. I kind of like the knot like in this area, but you could certainly do it in whichever area you like. So I'm gonna reach under the dress here, and I'm gonna kind of pick this area right here. So you're gonna take this and you're gonna take as much fabric as you would like. The more fabric that you grab onto, the more short the dress is, or I guess the shorter the dress is gonna be. That was very bad grammar. The shorter the dress is gonna turn out to be. So now that I have a bunch of fabric here, I'm just gonna, you can either knot it without the hairband, or you can use a hairband. Like I said before, I'm just gonna use the hairband just to make it easier. And then you're gonna do it to however tight you want. And then you're just gonna let it flow. So do you see that? You can see how you have this nice scrunched up area right here in the back of the dress. And that is actually going to take off some of the length in the back. So you can see here, it is shorter in the back. And it does, because it is bunched, because I grabbed a bunch of fabric, you're gonna get a nice shape. So as you guys can see here, I decided to put it right where the waist goes in on this dress form, because it makes the shape of this dress form accentuate even more than it already did, right? And then now you have it, and it kind of like drapes in the back and kind of waterfalls over, because you have the flowiness of the bottom of the maxi dress, and you have some extra flow because of the slits. So you have extra movement here. The waterfalls, drapes down very nicely, and then look at how gorgeous that is. It kind of just cinches in right here, and you get that really lovely shape. And like I said, I picked this area because that's where the waist goes in the most. So if you're someone that wants to accentuate the tiniest part of your waist, this would be a really good place to do it. And then it becomes just a little bit tighter here and a little bit more fitted, but still very loose, so it's not too tight. If you do want it tighter, I would grab even more fabric. If you want it a little bit looser than it's shown here, I would grab a little bit less fabric. And then you get this just really lovely shape. But like I said, it's still not extremely tight and sucked in. And look at how gorgeous that looks. It looks very elegant just because you're accentuating that shape. So there is like the back tie. And then you can certainly do the same thing in the front if you want the front to be a little bit shorter, and I will show you guys that right now. And you can kind of make it look like a high-low dress. So if you guys don't know what high-low is, it's kind of when the front is higher than the back. Like the Carly that I'm wearing right now, it does have a high-low hemline, so you guys can see that the front is a little bit shorter and then the back has a little tail, so that's the high-low hemline. And it just adds a little bit of extra fun and flair to your dress or skirt. But you can certainly make that this Macy into a high-low dress as well. So again, I'm gonna kind of get it like right where the waist sucks in, grab some fabric, and depending on how much you want it to suck in and how short you want it to get, you grab more or less fabric, tie it however you want, and then boom, you have it right there. And it does the exact same thing as it did before, but now it's higher, it's higher in the front there. So it's kind of coming loose. I think I need to maybe do a triple knot. And that's the thing why I say like maybe if you want to do rubber bands, the rubber holds better on the fabric. So you kind of want to make sure it's in a good place. And then that's when you're going to flip this out. And then you're just gonna tie it. And you do not have to do this in the center of the dress. I want to add that as well. You can also do it on the side, and I can show you that too. So let's triple knot this actually to make sure it doesn't fall out. Boom. So you have it right there in the center of the waist, so it sucks it in at the tiniest part of the waist. And then again, it looks really elegant because it's nice and draped over. And then yeah, you have like the nice slits like right here, so it flows very nice. This is kind of off center, so I'm just going to show you how it would look on the side if you want kind of more of an asymmetrical look. it still looks really, really lovely. And I also love this pattern because it is kind of an asymmetrical pattern already, and then when you're adding that asymmetrical knot from the inside out, it looks even better. It goes amazing with the dress, and it just, yeah, it almost looks like you're like walking down the red carpet because you have that nice shape and this nice draping going on, and I just, like I said, it just looks really, really elegant in my opinion. So there's that. You can do it in the front or the back, and that is either just to add a little bit of extra flair to your Macy dress or to minimize the length. I will show you guys something else too. And if you don't care about, you know, doing it from the inside out, you can always do it like, just say on the outside, and then just conceal it with like a Shirley or something, and I'm actually gonna show you that right now. So of course you don't want this like a little tail hanging out. I mean, if you don't care, you don't care, and you can just have like the little thing popping out. So there we have that. So now it's a little bit tighter. We have that in the back, but I wanted to show you guys, if you don't care about doing it from the inside out, or you know you're gonna be wearing something over it, put a nice Shirley over it, right? And then you don't see it anymore, right? It's gone. And then you have that, and then you don't have to worry about it being on the inside. It could just be on the outside, and no one's gonna see it because you're wearing a nice Shirley. I love this. This black Shirley is amazing. Also, I will add that I have a extra small Macy on the dress from here, and then this is a small Shirley. So size extra small and small. And then look at that. The knot completely gone, invisible, you can't see it, poof, it's gone. There you go. So that is the first thing that I wanted to show you guys, and like I said, there's a bunch of different ways to make it look amazing. Just do whatever is best for you. If you want an asymmetrical look, do it off to the side. If you want it in the front and you want to have that showing, perfect. If you want to have it in the back, if you want to have it in the back and then wear a Shirley so no one sees it, perfectly fine as well. So that, like I said, is the first thing that I wanted to show you guys. So I'm gonna remove this hairband, and then what else are we gonna do? Let's see, simple knot. Okay, so like I said before, we're gonna be utilizing these slits. I'm actually going to kind of move this camera down and lower it. Oops, not that much. We're gonna just lower this camera down so you guys can definitely see the bottom of this dress. So I like kind of disappeared, but okay, so here's the bottom of the dress. Like I said, we're gonna utilize the slits, and we're gonna be doing tassels for this. So what you're gonna do, this one is just really, really simple. You're gonna take like the front half in between the slits, and literally what you're gonna do is you're gonna just knot it. You can knot as high or as low as you want, depending on where you want the tassel to hit. And you're just gonna do that, and then it's a nice tassel. Boom, that's it. Super, super easy. And you will be able to show off your leg more, your shoes more with this one because it is now more open. So you just have a nice tassel in the front. Another thing that I wanted to show you is you can also do this in the back. So you can do one tassel in the front, or you can do another tassel in the back. And it's, like I said, just super, super easy. Something to just add a little bit of extra flair to your Macy dress. So you have one in the front, one in the back, and that will show off your shoes and your legs more. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys was that you can do, like, instead of one tassel, you can do two tassels. So I'll leave that one. And let's untie this one. So you can always take it and kind of like split it. So you can do like one tassel here, one on this side of the flap, and then let's kind of do that. And then you can also do another one on this side of the flap. So you'll have like two little tassels in the front, and you kind of just do that, and you'll have like two little tassels in the front instead of one. I personally like the one tassel the best because I like how it's like just one super big tassel. But you can do that in the front and in the back. I mean, you can just mix match your tassels however you want. So that is the super, super easy tassel. And then the next one that I wanted to show you guys was knotting at the slit. So basically, you're just making knots to make those tassels. You're gonna do the exact same thing, but you're gonna do it at the slit. So you're gonna go to the very top of the slit, the point, and then you're just gonna knot it up here, right? So you're gonna take that, so take your point, take however much fabric you want, twist it, knot it however you would like. And then this is kind of where it gets a little bit difficult because you are working with more fabric. But you're gonna knot it up here, do it nice and tight. So you can do one side if you want an asymmetrical look, you can do one side. But if you want it to be a little bit more even, you're gonna do the same exact thing on this side as well. So we're gonna take it, and like I said, because there is a little bit more fabric, it is gonna be a little bit more difficult, but nothing too crazy. Definitely doable. It just might take a couple tries, like me. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna knot it. Let's see. Okay, got it. And then you're just gonna make it tight, and then boom. So you have kind of like a knot on either side of the dress here. I'm gonna pull this one down just a little bit, make it a little bit more even. So again, this takes away some length in the Macy if you're kind of looking to minimize the length, but then it also sucks it in on the leg. So it's kind of hard to tell on this dress form because she does not have legs to kind of give that shape down there. But when I did this hack on myself, it definitely kind of made it more like a bodycon dress. That's what it kind of made it look like. So instead of it being flowy, it was kind of like more sucked in right here, as you guys can see. And so with that, you can actually do this and like scrunch it up because it is hugging your legs at this point. So if you kind of want to do this but do something a little bit extra, you can always scrunch it up and it'll kind of stay like hugging your legs, and it could be shorter. Like I said, I wish this dress form had legs so I can show you, but see, like the way it kind of hugs the dress form here, it'll just stay. So you can kind of make this a little bit shorter than it already is if you would like to, and just scrunch it up. I really love this. I love how you can utilize these slits so well, and that's why they're my favorite part of the Macy, because you can do so much with them. That's kind of what it looks like on the side, and then that's what it looks like from the back. So again, you're kind of just sucking it in a little bit, and you're giving yourself a little bit more shape while you're wearing a Macy dress. Let's see, I think I have a couple more tips for you guys. Tying together the front and the back. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna be utilizing the flaps. So there's a flap in the front, a flap in the back, and we're basically just gonna tie them together. So let me move this camera down again. Boom, okay, perfect. What we're gonna do is we're just literally gonna tie together the front and the back. So here we have the front flap, and then we also have the back flap. So see, we have both flaps. There's one on the front and then one in the back. And you're literally just gonna tie it together. This is kind of more of an asymmetrical look. So you can either do it on the left or the right side. I'm just doing left for no particular reason. But this again is just a nice big asymmetrical knot. Again, like I said before, she doesn't have legs, so you can't really tell. But when you do tie it together, it does hug you at the legs. And with that, you can always just scrunch it up and make it a little bit shorter to your liking, however short you would like it. And that is like tying together the front and the back half of the dress. At the slits, like I said, it's just really hard to see because she doesn't have legs. And then I have one more for you guys. It's really, really fun, and it's one of my favorite hacks. I've done this with perfect tanks. I've done this with Christina's, the v-neck tanks. I love this. I love this hack so much. So what we're gonna do now is kind of make like a faux peplum look. If you guys don't know, peplum is like the shirts where it kind of goes in and then flares out at the waist or wherever the seam is. So what you're gonna need for this is just literally a simple belt, and that's it. And then you're gonna be able to transform your dress into like a faux peplum dress. So you're gonna need a belt that fits you really, really snug around the waist. I always like to do this right where the waist goes in because I love accentuating that tiny part, but you can do it wherever you feel comfortable. So we're gonna put the belt on. This is a nice snug belt. I'm gonna put it on right where the waist is at its tiniest. And then since this dress is obviously a floor length dress, really, really long, that's gonna be good because you're gonna need a lot of fabric for this hack. So what you're gonna do is you're literally just gonna pull the dress up, make sure the belt just stays where you want it to stay. That's why we want it to be snug, because it needs to stick. And then you're literally just gonna pull this up and fold it over. So now you have like this faux peplum look. It almost reminds me of like a romper or like a jumpsuit. So it kind of gives you that like romper slash jumpsuit slash peplum look. And literally the belt is hidden. So that's the cool thing about this. If you don't have a belt that necessarily matches your dress, it doesn't matter because it's going to be hidden. So you can literally do this with anything, just as long as it stays put, and then you're all set, you're good to go. And also because you are scrunching the fabric up, you are going to be losing some length at the bottom of the dress. So this is perfect again if you're kind of, if you kind of want to minimize the length of the Macy. That's exactly what you're going to do. And then because these slits are only 17.5 inches up, they're still not going to be too high to the point where it's going to be uncomfortable. The slits still kind of end at a really, really good and modest length. So there is that. There is the faux peplum hack for the Macy dress. And with that, I will let you guys go. We had a lot of amazing hacks, a bunch of knots, tassels, folding over. We did a lot of length minimization. I hope you guys enjoyed all of these styling tips on the LuLaRoe Macy dress, the brand new LuLaRoe Macy V-neck maxi dress. She's amazing. And as always, feel free to follow the Mindy and Aaron business page on Instagram, like the page on Facebook, join the VIP community, and as always, please subscribe and like to the channel. Thank you guys so much, and happy Macy week. Bye!